On December 9th at 6 o'clock p.m., I will be playing Cyberpunk 2077, and depending on how things go, come the morning of December 10th, I could be so enthralled with the game that I'm fighting exhaustion to keep playing, or I could be so disappointed with the game that I have to change the sign on my game room door. I've been trying to tell myself to stop getting excited about Cyberpunk 2077. I've been telling myself that it might be bad, that it's just another video game, and that maybe, perhaps the game sadly won't end up shifting my paradigm enough to warrant the video diary I've been putting together that catalogs the way I felt about life before Cyberpunk 2077. Here's the stack of old jeans you see every morning to remind you of how out of shape you've gotten over the years. Here's the shoes you put on every morning to go for a walk, thinking that walking is going to be enough to make you less out of shape. Maybe that video diary was not a good idea. And here's you failing to commit to the idea of a video diary. That's so sad. Get out of here! Don't touch my camera again. You got it? I've been trying to tamper my expectations for this game because hype can only lead to inevitable disappointment, right? Well, see, I don't know. I think there's a positive side to hype that rarely gets discussed, so that's what I want to do right now. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I make weekly-ish videos about video games, including reviews, humorous skits, opinion pieces, and sometimes weird little nuggets of positivity like this very video. I've come to realize that hype can be good for me, for my happiness, even if hype is also good for greedy game companies. It's okay for hype to serve both parties, I think. Hype, after all, is often seen as a byproduct of marketing, and marketing is often seen by consumers as something sinister, something meant to make us spend money on something we don't need, to maybe get us to want something we wouldn't normally want. And that's not entirely wrong. Marketing is meant to sell a product. But hype is often thought of as especially egregious. I think because consumers are in part responsible for the hype. This possibly bad thing is partially our fault. A company plants a seed, and us rabid consumer farmers water and fertilize the marketing message with hype until fruit is born. Us as consumers have to wrestle with the idea that we are actively participating in something that we acknowledge as potentially nefarious. Watching a plant grow, for example, may make us happy, even if what we're growing gets force-fed to cattle. And that's bad, because cows like video games, and we have to fight to get Earthworm Jim to remove its offensive cow catapult. That's what's that? This video is not about cow catapults at all. I've completely lost the metaphor. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it. No camera privileges, though, back for you. You still haven't earned that. The truth is, I, as a consumer, enjoy participating in hype. So much so that even as a conscientious consumer, someone who understands my role in the companies I buy from, even knowing that my hype is a tool marketers can take advantage of, I still love being hyped about a video game, sometimes more than actually playing the game. Studies in motivation, this book is just one example, suggest that this excitement is exactly what makes hype as a marketing tool so effective. Of the top direct motives here, play is the most powerful, play being the idea that you do something because it's fun. You aren't being pressured economically or emotionally, nor are you the subject to inertia, that is, doing the thing simply because you always have. Play is the most powerful motive, and fun the most powerful byproduct of play. And sharing something I care about because it's fun to talk about my passions is the essence of hype. And receiving information about things I care about is also fun. And if there's a product that can be purchased alongside that sharing, an upcoming video game perhaps, that's where marketing takes notice and decides to encourage hype as much as possible. This takes many forms, revealing games years in advance, teaser trailers during huge conventions, product keys sent to select gaming influencers weeks before a wide release. These are all marketing investments meant to create hype as part of an earned media campaign. One of the problems with hype, as I alluded to at the opening of this video, is that hype doesn't guarantee a satisfactory end product. But for me, what I'm starting to understand about myself at least is that it doesn't always matter. See, what's maybe kind of weird is that I love hype despite being let down over and over and over again by its end product. Fallout 76, the Medieval remaster, No Man's Sky. You'd think I would have resolved myself to disappointment, but I haven't. There's always a new game to play when one lets you down, after all. There's always something else to be hyped about. Therefore, maybe hype is possibly as important as the video game experience itself. The game experience itself is built around a cycle of rewards to keep a player playing. The minute-to-minute actions of the game are satisfying. Something about dopamine and serotonin and endorphins and a bunch of other words that sound kind of like cyber-enhanced sea creatures. But I find that even outside of the game experience, reading positive news about an upcoming game is often just as exciting. That's why I will often watch tons of trailer reaction videos and early impressions videos that all offer the same few observations and the same series of hyperbolic praise. Hearing about things I'm looking forward to makes me happy. Adding to this theory that hype is emotionally beneficial is that it seems that what companies promise is often irrelevant when it comes to my happiness. For the years leading up to No Man's Sky, for example, I was flooded with brain chemicals at every piece of news.
This game will have 17 quintillion explorable planets.
I'm happy when I hear about video games doing crazy things.
Oh, 18 quintillion planets. Oh, that's actually kind of a relief. 17 quintillion, that's adorable.
But then the game was released. The poor reviews ultimately turned me away, and I've since allocated my hype reserves to other games. So for the marketers, the hype didn't sell a game. But for me, the years of happiness fueled by the hype was still real, honest happiness. And that's kind of the point of this video. You shouldn't feel bad about being hyped as long as you are happy, and as long as you are okay with the hype not always ending happily. I bought Fallout 76, I hated it, but even though I hated it, the months of hype prior to release still brought me day-to-day happiness. Playing the game didn't negate all of that. Besides, it gave me a chance to try out my new reverse hype technique.
Oh, I can't wait for the next one to suck.
Hype happiness is why I will watch hours of live games coverage and sit through game award shows and game convention coverage every year, despite walking away generally unenthusiastic about the announced games. Hype happiness is why rumors of game leaks get me really excited, even if the leaks consistently ultimately amount to nothing. And hype happiness is why I'm so excited now before playing Cyberpunk 2077, and no matter how bad the game may turn out to be, this happiness I feel right now is real happiness. Even if the game world is less dense than I've been led to believe, or if the game is shorter than I want it to be, or if the game doesn't let me crimp the player character pubes, I'm still excited right now, and that makes me happy, and that counts. But I'd better be able to crimp some pubes. And you too can feel that same expectant joy. How, you ask? Subscribe to my channel, and you can ride the brain chemical waves every day as you wait on edge, looking forward to the next video on this channel. Will it be tomorrow? Or Thursday? No, definitely not Thursday. I'm gonna be playing Cyberpunk 2077 all day on Thursday. Or will I? Maybe I'll do a first impressions kind of video. I don't know, let me know if you'd like to see that kind of thing in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon notification to make sure you don't miss future videos. And if you're still watching this video, you must have gotten something beneficial out of it, right? So it only makes sense to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thanks, it makes me feel so good when you do that.